Hello, and welcome to the 6th episode of the Fall Review. And boy, do I have a special one for you today. I'm your host, Hydo, and if you can see here, we've got a rather secret lair to be investigated. Ooh. Now, I love a secret lair. It's just foil rubbish, isn't it, really? Rather expensive, but this one was for charity, so I'm more than happy to pay up for that. I did also pay for the Walking Dead one. Not for charity, but I just like it. So, without further ado, let's get into the contents of this and see what we have on the inside. Now, where should we start? There we go. Oh, God. Ooh. Oh. 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 Yeah. Secret lair. Slightly opaque aside. Oh. Dropping it all over the place. There we go. That's what we like to see. Nice bit of foiling to start with. Okay, nothing else. Extra Life 2020 there. Nicely written out. And anything else on the box? Oh, there was some made in USA. Oh, I didn't even know these came from the USA. Oh, wow, cool. So let's open up and have a look. So, ooh, feels really cool opening these. First card, nicely displayed on this weird piece of cardboard. The first card we're going to have a look at is Teferis Protection. A 3-mana instant. Until your next turn, your life total can't change, and you gain protection from everything. All permanents you control phase out. Exile Teferis Protection. That's pretty cool, to be fair. Everything you have is saved. Everything you ever wanted is saved. And the theming on these cards are all to do with children, Something that you want to save. Makes sense, Teferis Protection. He's a good dad. He's a nice dude. Good fella all around. Let's have a look at the pack. Very cool. Set these other cards to the side. There it is. What's the name of Teferis' child? I really can't remember. I do like his... Oh, the robes are slightly catching the fault, and then a bit of detailing work on the headband up at the top, and also the edges of his shirt. That looks really cool. Can even see the foil between his little fingers. Well, good. And on his belt, little buckle. These sort of whooshes of time energy, they just blend into the background, so that's not that good. And then Teferi himself, the man himself. Good bit of detailing work. That looks really good. The little triangular patterns, they stand out. And considering how small that is on the image, that's really nice. Do we have any eye foil? That's the question. No. Disappointing. And then the bracer over there. Looks it's decent. It's decent. What are we thinking for a rating? It's okay. The background very blue, very the magical energy blends into the background. I think it's a 7. It's a decent 7. There is some nice bits of detail work. The overall image is really nicely presented. Yeah, 7 all around. Let's have a look at the next card. Consecrated Sphinx, the tyrant of a lot of EDH decks. Well, games. People that play EDH, they have a miserable time against this card. So, 6 mana for a 4/6. Sphinx. It has flying, and whenever an opponent draws a card, you may draw 2 cards. Fantastic. Using this card against an opponent that has Notion Thief is hilarious. They can't stop drawing, but you can. You can choose to whenever you want. But because they're stealing your draws, you just keep forcing them to do it over and over again. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And then if you can just ramp this out early, it's a fantastic haymaker. You know, it'll refill your hand. Usually your opponents will be able to deal with it, but only after you've drawn 4 to 5 cards. No, not 5. You can't draw 5. 6. Great card. So let's have a look at the foil. Oh. All right. So, very similar to Teferi, the background very blown out. Ooh, nice bit of detailing on the tail, where the sort of runes and markings that the children are painting onto the Sphinx are. And then that's shown also on the leg where the children are painting onto him. I really like that. That's really nice. Oh, and his tail seems to be covered in the paint as well. He's dipping it in the bucket. Oh, he's having a good old time. Oh, what's that I see? Is that some foil eyes? Yes, it is. Look at that. So in the darkness there, and then when the foil catches, they really glow, especially around it. And then we've got some earrings as well. That's really good use of foil. Oh, yeah, it really makes the image stand out. And then the foil handprints all over his wing. Oh, this is great. That looks so sick. That's well good. Oh, that's great foil. That's brilliant. Oh, it's so playful. Doesn't really match the card in any way, because this card is not playful. It's utterly miserable. But that is such a good representation of like children having fun. That is great. I love that. It's a 9 through and through. That is a brilliant foil. Ah, I love it. That just looks so cool. I really, really like that. Yeah, it's a definite 9. That's a brilliant one. Brings us on to our next card, a card that I've never actually cast, but maybe one day. Collected Company. 4 mana instant. Look at the top 6 cards of your library. Put up to 2 creature cards with converted mana cost 3 or less from among them onto the battlefield. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Modern All-Star, Standard All-Star, and is it good in Commander? No, not really. Looking at only 6 cards, well, you may as well play Chord of Calling and choose your entire library for the exact card you want. Or Tooth and Nail Entwined, obviously, is 9 mana. Get anything, combo, win the game. Win! Win! But let's have a look at how the foil is. Okay, we got a Johnny being a little dad to some cubs there. His armor really sort of glistening. Yeah, okay, that's all right. Got no eye foil. And then we just have essentially a cutout of all of the rest of the Leon in there. Oh, and then there's 2 little kitty cats having a fight over there. With a bigger one looking over saying, what in the name of God are you doing? Please, God, stop. Or maybe he's not. Maybe he's a tyrannical leader of the army, forcing children into servitude. But, no, that's a bit dark for a secret lair, isn't it? That's, it's a very average foil. I'm not really taking it all with that. It was okay. Nothing really stood out. It just looked a bit bland, in my opinion. Yeah, not exciting. Consecrated Sphinx was fantastic, but that, very meh. Brings on to our last card. Amulet of Vigor. 1 mana artifact. Whenever a permanent enters the battlefield tapped and under your control, untap it. Very, very simple. Very, very easy to understand. Cool in, like, if you're playing any sort of Scapeshift deck, like in Commander I have a 5-color Scapeshift deck, all those lands will come back and untap. It's one of the ways that I can win with Maze's End. They enter tapped, but then they untap, you activate Maze's End, win the game. Win. A lot of winning going on, isn't there? So, without further ado, let's have a look at the foil. Okay, little lad looking at his little amulet. Bit of foil work on the necklace, and then obviously the amulet is the main sort of draw. Background, just generic foiling. Pretty bland. The whole image I find really quite dull. And I suppose the whole theme of this is, you know, children and sort of their learning, and, you know, this is maybe a child being inquisitive about his amulet, you know, discovering the world. But I just don't get that really from this image. It's so dark and dull. Like, the actual colours are just look miserable. And he doesn't even look that interested. Like, you know, it's an Amulet of Vigor, mate. Vigor. You know, have some energy about you. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. On tap, maybe, you know, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just talking absolute rubbish at this point. But what are we saying for the foil? It's a 3. I'm really not too impressed or plussed by that foil. Just looks a bit drab. Just boring. And the foiling doesn't accentuate. It brings your eye into the amulet, but I felt like there could have been some more depth to it. There's one more card buried under here. Let's get off. The secret Lair foil. I believe it's one of the Planeswalkers. And let's have a look at who we get. I'll tell you what, we'll unfasten it. Oh, whoa, it's a Johnny. A pretty trash card. Cool, creatures have vigilance, you gain 3 life, blah, 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 loads of counters, extra counters, wow, who cares? Let's have a look at the foiling. I do like the stained glass sort of look that they've gone for. And I suppose, actually, thinking about Ajani, he was in the collected company art. He's a good dad. He's a good lad. But look at how vibrant this Ajani is compared with that. That's so dull. Oh, how disappointing. But let's have a look at the actual artwork. First thing that strikes me, nice eye foil there. He only has one eye, but it's glistening through. And then the rest of it, foil. Really brings your focus onto Ajani. See his silhouette there. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Wish it was any other Planeswalker, because I just do not rate that card in the slightest. And I already have one, which is maybe the main reason that I'm not too happy about the whole situation. But it's a cool little include. I'm glad I got to see it. And that brings us to the end of the show. I think that overall this package was very cool, and a lot of the money went to a good cause. So what more can you ask for than that? If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, I would not object. Shockingly enough, I wouldn't say, no, you can't. I'd say, yes, please do. I'd like that very much. Thank you, friend. That being said, I'm going to leave you now. Farewell. Goodbye.